Mahabharata, I took 4 characters and 4 major characters like Bhishma, the gentleman who is like the grandfather of the Kuru clan, and he's the guy who is born to Ganga, and he was actually taught by Parasuram, and he was taught by the gods themselves, and he knew ethics like nobody else. He is the ultimate in knowing what is right and what is wrong. But at the same time, when practice came to situation, like he was on the side of Duryodhana and the Kauravas. So what I realized is you can be a professor of ethics, but in your practice, you might not be properly doing what you need to do. So that is one kind of what you might call do what I say, not what I do kind of leadership, right? Arjuna, the great warrior who prepared all his life to play the role that he played in Mahabharata, with having Krishna on his side and having weapons from even, Lord Shiva, he freezes just before the war. He just doesn't know what to do. And then he had to be given a lecture for 90 minutes. And it took 700 slokas for him to recognize that he needs to do what he needs to do. And what is also interesting is, at the end of that Mahabharata war, 18 days after it is done, the story gets told that when Krishna and Arjuna reached their place, every day normally Krishna gets down and opens the chariot door and then allows Arjuna to get down. But on the last day of the war, it seems Krishna did not get down from his seat, and he told Arjuna, get down. And whereas everybody were waiting with all the diyas and all that to honor Arjuna, the great Senadipati has come, the great commander-in-chief has come. But now Krishna is not actually respecting him the way in which Arjuna expected him to respect. He said, you get down by yourself. I'm not coming and opening the doors. So Arjuna gets down and moves away about 10 feet. And Krishna looks up, and the Hanuman, who was on the flag of their chariot, just takes off. And Krishna jumps off the chariot, and immediately the chariot explodes. And Arjuna says, what the hell has happened here? Krishna says, because I have been sitting there and protecting you, all the astras, all the powerful atomic bombs that other people have been doing have been protected by me. They were controlled by me. But if I were to get down, because my role as a chariot driver is complete, this is the last day. If I get down, you no longer have my protection. So if I get down to open the door for you, then you would have been, completely gone along with the chariot. So I had to let you go first. And Anjaneya knows that. That's why he took off from the flag. And once you are far enough and safe enough, I jumped off so that all these weapons can explode, but they won't do damage to you. So that is one thing which he teaches, saying that you didn't fight the war. Actually, I helped you. But you see, Arjuna was thinking that he was arrogant, and he was thinking he's the one whose arrows actually killed all the Kaurava warriors and protected that. Like that, there are more stories. So I took some of these characters like Bhishma, Arjuna, and Dharmaraja. For example, the brother, the Yudhishthira of Arjuna, again is another gentleman who people look at it and say, wait a minute, he didn't do very much. He was the one who played, what you call a gamble. His brothers and sisters and the entire kingdom, everybody had to protect him, and everybody had to bring back, and Draupadi had to bring back Krishna to get the boon back. So what kind of a ethical warrior is he? But there is a wonderful scenario where there is a story in Mahabharat called where, I think I don't know whether you want me to tell you the story, but there is a particular sequence where Yamadharmaraj, the guy who is supposed to be ultimate in identifying whether you have done good deeds or bad deeds and are they according to dharma or not, had a big conversation with Dharmaraja. He realizes every decision Dharmaraja is making is actually based on legitimate, ethical, appropriate decision.
Mm-hmm.
At one time, Dharmaraja even says, if you have to protect and bring back the lives of my brothers, bring back the life of Nakula, not Arjuna, not Bhima. And then Yamadharmaraja asks him, wait a minute, in the Kurukshetra war that's going to happen, Bhima and Arjuna are the people who are going to save your bacon. So why don't you ask for them? Why are you asking for Nakula? He says, well, I promised my stepmom, Madri, when she was dying, that I will take care of her sons as my own. As a son of Kunti, I am alive. So as a son of Madri, I think one person should be alive. That is fair. Whether I win the war or not, that's a secondary role. But my primary role as a brother and as a son of Madri and Kunti, I need to keep that. So there is a priority and there are ways in which you need to make decisions. So as a leader, how do you make decisions? So I took stories from Mahabharata and I compared them with brain research on how limbic system gets affected, how prefrontal cortex is necessary in making the cognitive decisions, looking at some of the research on how we make decisions from neurological perspectives. I gave some recommendations on how to make ethical decisions and wise decisions in that paper.
No, fantastic. Very nice to listen to those beautiful stories and the learnings that it brings in. There is a sense of accountability, sense of responsibility, and also one of the leadership principles that we can learn from this. So thank you, Prasad ji, for that.